What's up, guys? How's it going? Good to see ya. Second video of the night. This one is gonna be a little bit on the lighter side, but not too much due to what we're dealing with here. We are gonna take a look at this bad boy right here. Got this early from Amazon, actually. What was this? May 2023? We must have skipped through like 8 months. But he's here. September, what the hell's the date today? 18th. I got him yesterday, September 17th. Happy to see him. Actually have another one on the way due to cross shipping between Amazon and Big Bad. So I'm going to have two, and I might actually sell the other one. I don't really want to be honest with you. Let's take a look at this guy. Let's crack him open. Let's see what this is going to be about. I'm having some problems with my review table. So you're going to have to listen to me and look at me while I'm reviewing this figure for you tonight. No, I don't like to be in front of camera this much. It's just the way things worked out. So, my beautiful face, this beautiful figure, that's what you're getting. Deal with it. Let's do it. Darktrooper, there we go. We've got a bad, there's the Green Lights cameo per usual. There's good look at the figure, deluxe class. So yeah, there's that. Good looking card art right there. I like that. The back. And there's the bio. Let's get a little closer. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause and check it out. But I do like this. I mean, Hasbro always does a good job on their boxes, on their card backs. I mean, you can see the vintage collection by me, all really solid. I did have a chance to crack this open a little early, look at it. And as usual, I am not happy that this is a deluxe figure. It does not warrant a deluxe figure. Having an extra pair of hands and blast effects do not warrant a $33.99 figure, which is retail on this. And been shipping from Big Bad, been shipping from Amazon. I'm not sure if anybody else has. Those are really the only two I use, so I wouldn't know if they've been shipping. But $33.99, guys. Not worth it, I'll tell you that right now. Value's not there, but that seems to be a Hasbro thing of late. Let's go ahead and crack it open. Let me get him open. There's the box. He's out. Like I said, I did have a chance to look at him a little early. There we go. We will crack him open. Now, to start with some positives here, we're going to take a look at some accessories before we get to the main figure itself. Let's go ahead and start with the gun there. I'm going to put these blast effects down. There's the gun. Good looking gun. Unfortunately, it's mostly one color, except for you can see a little bit of silver right there. I like how the magazine sticks out a lot. Looks really cool. I mean, it's really very accurate to the show and the way they were there. So no problems with the gun. I think the gun looks really good. We've got a couple of blast effects or thruster effects that fit into his bottom of his feet, and those go on fairly well. I'll show you kind of an issue with those here in a minute. He's got a couple of fists. I'm not going to take the fists out because I think that's kind of pointless. Let's go ahead and pop him out. We'll set the clamshell aside. Now, one thing I immediately noticed. Here's a good look at what he looks like. Okay, I want you to see more of the figure and not more of me. Now the head sculpt obviously is fantastic. It looks really good. The red is nice and prominent. No issues there. The paint looks really good. I mean, his paint is one of the better, whether he's all black or not, one of the better Black Series paint jobs I've seen. The silver really stands out there. You can see all the little silver dimensions and that sort of thing. So I think his paint looks really good. Now, the first thing I noticed was this. He basically has on like NFL football type shoulder pads. This piece is completely separate. It's more of a rubbery piece. And that was odd to me. I think it's a good choice by Hasbro, but you can kind of see how loose it is. You can hear it too. Hear that? That kind of bugged me a little bit. It felt cheap to me. $34 figure. That felt kind of cheap, and I think with the engineering with this figure, I think it was an okay decision, but I just felt like the value wasn't there with that part. Another issue that I did have, let's see, the back of this, of course I won't do it now because I fixed it, but look at that. The back came off exceedingly easy. Inside the package, this was actually like this, and I actually thought it broke, so I was mad to say the least. But it does hook back on fairly easy. Let me see if I can get it back on. Snaps right back on. But again, it feels cheap. It just feels cheap, guys. It doesn't feel like a solid figure. Going over articulation real quick. One other issue that I had was the bottom neck joint was not frozen, but the top was. The top that actually goes into the head here was frozen. But right now you can kind of tell he's got good range of motion. To me, he doesn't look up far enough. When you get him in this sort of pose, flight pose, you can't really notice that he's looking up towards you like he does in the show, Mandalorian. But I mean, it's decent. You know, it goes forward, goes back, turns fine, turns that way fine. Pretty much standard Black Series articulation. For the arms, goes up and down fine. No problems there. Shoulder pads really don't get in the way. They're up high enough where you're not really having any problems or anything like that. Elbows. Bend 90, and that's about all you're getting. It's fine. No real issue. No looseness in that or anything like that. Wrist turn. They do go up and down. I would be very careful having the wrist go up and down. There is a peg there that's not... It reminds me of an SH... figure arts type figure where you've got the peg because you can switch the hands. I would be very careful moving that up and down. It scares me. It scares me moving up and down. So I think he'll stay pretty much in that type of pose with that trigger finger and that sort of thing. As far as the waist goes, now this is where it gets a little weird. There is no waist rotation right in this area. It's all up above. Let me show you what that looks like. Kind of goes that way. You got to make sure you got to grab onto this rubbery piece, his NFL shoulder pads there, to turn that, but that's not bad. One loose part that I've got is the thigh swivel. Very loose. Makes me nervous as well. You're not going to get him to kick out at almost not at all because his armor is in the way, his belt's in the way, and he just doesn't kick out. I don't see any reason why a Darktrooper would need to do the splits anyway, so there you go. Not bad for that. Knee bends fine. I mean, you're not even getting 90 degrees though. Again, Darktroopers pretty much static, standing, looking all badass, looking all cool. So I don't think that's a horrible deal, but the armor just crashes right into itself, as you can see there. So the real problem area as far as articulation goes is these ankles. Now, I love the range of movement they have. Look at that range of movement going down. Look at that range of movement going up. Problem is they're loose. So I've had him fall on me several times already. He also has rocker joints, so no big deal there. That's standard. But he falls. And for some dude with feet as big as he's got, I wouldn't expect him to fall so much, but he does. He falls a lot. So being all that said, let's take some comparison looks at other figures, and most notably the recent security droid release. Now let's see if I can line these up to where you can see them. They are very nearly the same size, same height. Okay, he's obviously beefier, bigger, but you know, their articulation is very similar. It's a similar kind of design with their articulation. $25, $34. I'm not seeing the justification for a deluxe figure here. We can even take a look at like an AT-AT driver. Barely taller than him. Weren't these guys like huge against Luke? Weren't they like, you know, really big? I don't know the exact size. I'm not going to look that up, but they were big. They were big in The Mandalorian. This is the size of a Republic security droid. Size is not right. The scale's not right to me. So that's a major letdown. I expect these guys to kind of hulk over and be bigger and stronger and better than all the rest, but he's not doing it for me. So, you know, that's a downgrade too. I think as far as quality goes, value goes, it's not there. He looks cool, obviously. Hasbro does a great job making it look cool, but then it goes downhill from there. So that's kind of where we're at with this figure. Let's go ahead and get his little flame effects and his gun in his hand. Give you the full overview of what he really looks like here. And there you go. That's what he looks like with the jet propulsion in his feet. These do move back and forth nicely, but they do pop out pretty easy. You can see barely even pulling it out. But it looks cool. It's got a good look. Gun fits in his hand really well. Not bad at all. I think that's good. The basic parts of the figure are good. It's just the value and the quality that's simply not there. So I'm going to go ahead and end this review. I'm going to give this guy a 7 out of 10. I would not pay retail for him. You know, I don't like paying retail for any of them. I'm actually really upset about my big bad Toy Store order because he was $35, but we'll deal with it. So there you go, 7 out of 10. If you can find him, which you should be able to, he's kind of a middle for me. I'm not going to give him a thumbs up, not going to give him a thumbs down. So there you go. Darktrooper, Star Wars Black Series, an okay figure. That'll do it, guys. You guys have a good one. We'll be back later this week with 60-second reviews and maybe a toy hunt. We'll just got to see how the week goes. You guys have a good one. Have a good Sunday night. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you real soon. You guys have a good one.